Curious, in the Gulf, what is the vision of the vertiport? Is it like the European train station where it's the center of activity? Is it tangential to main activity? How are they viewing that?
Honestly, still really an evolving situation right now.
Hmm.
I know the um, idea is to connect certain parts of the city to a central location. So for now,
Hmm.
the plan is to connect the airports to major hubs. Like we have Dubai downtown, we have Business Bay,
Hmm.
Dubai Marina is a very popular destination. So from there to the airport, and I think they
Hmm.
will operate more like taxi stands, if you may,
Okay.
with a parking capability, charging capability, and then
Hmm.
something like that. So that's the idea so far. I don't think they have worked everything out yet, and that's
Hmm.
absolutely fine because they will learn from what they build now, and they will make some mistakes and improve and so on. But somebody have to make those mistakes, and I think
Yeah.
the Arabs have enough money to waste,
Yeah.
and they want this. They really really want it. They want to be the first.
So just to look at different parts of the world and obviously different markets, Europe is a very established continent, and there is very little space to build
Yeah.
something new, something bigger. Renovation is expensive. Land is expensive. In the U.S., there is a lot of land there where development is possible. And UAE, there will be more people moving into Dubai. It will be expanding. So depending on the countries or continents, how do you see the developments of infrastructure will be built differently, and
Oh, absolutely.
therefore the pricing, and the type of fleet that will be operated. Like in Europe, probably I would see it personally as bus service. You just hop on from one place to another, and it's efficient, and it's relatively cheap. Probably in Dubai it will be more high value for tourism. So how would it impact the planning of and the pricing of all of the
Yeah.
things?
That gets us to the real point here, as far as incentives and what's going to make this go. I'm not sold on the bus analogy yet.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
think I think that is decades away before we get to that hop on hop off type thing. Personally, what I'm worried about is this experience value of AAM. Tori Drummond runs a very successful company out here in Arizona, and she'll talk right away that from her perspective, we should get her on the show. Her company, and I'm forgetting the name of it right off the top of my head, but they just put in a big order with Archer for EVTOLs. Yeah, yeah, and I think she could justify it just on the tourist value of. I mean, in Arizona, we have a lot of hot air balloon rides. You could give a VTOL and see the spans. You can get up to the canyon and a lot of great things. Uh, One, I think that falls way short of a urban uh, step change in urban mobility. Two, I don't think that is sustainable for the rest of the ecosystem, right? So I do think you have a situation where an individual operator could make money on these, but Joby and Archer and all, they need to get a heck of a lot of planes out there, right? I don't think they can support their business model just on the experience side of it. I think that's too niche for what they have in mind. So my thoughts really go to getting this into a viable alternative for interurban mobility, right? I think Joby, if you go to their website, they have an excellent example of this. In New York City, where I'm from, if you fly into JFK and you want to get to downtown Manhattan, um, you have to go by car there. It is probably a painstaking 45 minutes to an hour. And you're driving with New Yorkers, and you're on the Belt Parkway, which is got to be one of the worst roads in the United States. but you can have a straight shot from JFK over the Narrows to downtown Manhattan. You get a free flyby of the Statue of Liberty on that, which would probably be awesome, and you could do that in like 10 minutes, right? And that's viable. A lot of urban centers, I think, have very good business travel cases that will get things started. And then I think that gives a broad enough base that the scale can come that will reduce the cost, that could get that more in touch with the general local person to be able to use that for different tasks.